second, guys, just while I set things up. So guys, welcome to TNRL Sim Racing. This is the last round of the championship. Yes, that is right. Last round of season 2 here at Suzuka in Japan for an absolute epic night of racing. We are actually literally getting down to the business end of the season. It is the final round of the championship, and yes, it is the one and only Hoppers in the commentary box as per usual. And yes, there is quite a few championship fights up for grabs. There is also some very interesting key moments around here, obviously home of the Japanese Grand Prix, but you know, it is going to be a very close GT race in all, because you know, we have got the Pro class to be crowned champion, and also the AM class championship is also up for grabs. So what is going to happen tonight, I'll go through exactly the points and potentially who's on course to win the championship, and it's going to be thereabouts, but it's going to be very close to see who exactly is going to win the championship, because as I say, one team has two drivers that are gunning for Pro and AM honours, which is a bit unusual, having a Pro and an AM class driver to win the championship in the same team, but it's been done before. You know, I'm sure it has done in the real life situation, but as we go into championship table, then just looking exactly what is thereabouts, just looking, you've got Ash, who's currently, if it wasn't with drop scores, he would lead on 180, but it's also including a drop score, so you're on 180 points. Then you have Adam Foster currently on screen, you know, trying to literally push to try and get that Pro Class championship as well as the overall championship. You know, he's trying to get it thereabouts. He's trying to push on for another victory. He's had three race victories this season, so he's trying to make it a fourth. Obviously the McLaren, excuse me as my voice goes a bit weird, but the McLaren around here, you know, from what I've heard, he's struggling slightly, but he's not as bad as he thinks. But he's currently on 183, but if it was a drop score, 173, so he's not far about. He needs to literally get in front of basically Ash, and then obviously chase down his nearest competitor, which is Stefano Marchetto or Marmolotto, you know, because Stefano is currently on 166 points, so you know, the reigning champion is wanting to go well round here at Suzuka. It is kind of one of the best chances for Stefano this evening. Obviously, welcome back to Luke. Luke's come back racing, so he's back in that number 11 green Mercedes AMG. Seems to be enjoying his season return. Then obviously Clenough has to just finish in the AM class, because his nearest championship rival, Damien or Nadine Helix, is not here this evening, due to, obviously, as my controller decides to have a bit of a wobbler, but Damien isn't here due to family commitments. He's just become a father for the first time, so we'd like to congratulate him here at TNRL Sim Racing. So he will not be racing this evening, so Clenough has the chance to get roughly the the AM class. Nearly got the wrong class there, do apologise, because the AM class victory, it just needs to finish, and literally the AM class title will be his, with Damien not being here this evening. And obviously, you know, it is going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. You know, the top three in the Pro class, such as Ash, Adam, and of course Stefano, it's going to be very close between them. It's going to be maybe thereabouts. If you obviously here and you're watching the stream, please let us know in the comments who you think's going to win, what you think's going to happen, because it's going to be a lot of numbers going to be racking my brain this evening, and it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen for both the Pro class and the M class. Obviously, you know, Damo's here, Mix64 is here, so Goncarlo's going to be trying to push on. If you saw the race at Silverstone last week, it kind of was a three-way battle, which kind of be, you know, don't get me wrong, three-way battles last week at Silverstone was exactly how the championship was spicing up. But you could see exactly, until Ash made that mistake, you knew it was going to be thereabouts if they carried on. You know, so much momentum, so much stuff was going through. But, you know, we've now reached Suzuka, and it looks like, you know, looking at the skies, you know, it's threatening rain, but from what I've heard, the forecast is meant to be okay for the race. It's not going to be as wet as it has been at previous rounds, such as the Nürburgring, Paul Ricard. You know, when it's had a few wet races in the, you know, within the offing here for TNRL Sim Racing Season 2. And I think tonight is going to be one of the nights where it's going to baffle me all night to try and find out who's going to win the championship. You know, what is the expectations? You know, from what I heard, Adam wants to try and, that's Adam Foster obviously, because there's two Adams, but he wants to try and catch up to Stefano. He wants to keep catching him. I know it's going to be very hard to catch him, but it's going to be thereabouts, and who knows exactly what is going to happen for obviously this evening here at Suzuka. You know, it's very technical in certain points, obviously going through the lights of the Degners, the hairpin at the top. After you go through the Degners, then obviously spoon curve, and then obviously into 130R. 130R is a very fast corner. It is not a place you want to try and overtake, because if you try and overtake at 130R, you're just basically asking for trouble. Because you know, it's a very fast corner. You can easily, if you're not careful, swipe each other off into the nearby sort of runoff area, but luckily you're not having to worry about that. But looking at certain times, then you got Stefano Marchetto, who was actually going through 130R as we speak. Yes, there is a gravel trap just after the runoff, but that's not really going to be necessary, so we'll see what Stefano can do this evening. He's obviously reigning champion, so he's wanting to win again for the second time, so we'll see exactly how well he will go. He's obviously gone 202.4 at the moment. The times we're looking at was from what I heard, was a 201, but then it all depends on how quick the guys get round here. But yes, if you're watching the stream, guys, please give us a massive thumbs up. Please do make sure you engage with us in the chat, because it will be a very interesting night of racing. Personally, I've been looking forward to seeing what's going to happen, because with the championship now on the line for both Pro and Am class, you know, and as well as the overall championship, it has been a very interesting season. We visited glory circuits such as Mount Panorama. Obviously I wasn't there for that one, so we had Mike Bullen, who does some commentary, take over me for the first round of the championship. Then we went to go and visit I believe, just looking at the calendars, give me 1 second just so I get my facts right within the calendar. We visited Donington, which was a very interesting race at Donington. There was quite a bit of moments where, you know, Donington seemed to be a fast flowing place. We actually even then started offering you variation camera rolls, which we will be doing as of tonight. We'll get the helicam, or as I call it, the drone cam, just to give you an aerial shot of Suzuka. Then we went to Kyalami. Kyalami had to be rerun due to technical issues. That was very interesting. Then we went to Imola, Alton Park. Then they visited Zolder. I wasn't here for Zolder, so I missed exactly what happened. So I've missed 2 races this season doing commentary wise, but nevertheless it was, you know, obviously not my sort of, wasn't how I planned it, to be fair, but things happen in life. Then we went to Snetterton, then we went to Laguna Seca, so we visited Stefano, loses it going out of turn number 1 there, which I think, who did he take? Yeah, I think he took Adam with him, but bit of contact between the pair of them. Obviously cold tyres can do that to you. So we went stateside to Laguna Seca. That was almost a very close proximity battle ongoing. You know, there's quite a lot of interest within that round at Laguna. Then we went to Paul Ricard. Paul Ricard, famous for the battle between Adam Foster and of course Stefano, until they both got a drive-through penalty, but that battle between the pair of them was absolutely fabulous. Then we went to Nürburgring, where it seemed to be a very close race. It actually, halfway through stage of the race, what was halfway through, we had a typical Eiffel Mountain rainstorm come through, and it almost saturated the track. Then obviously Silverstone last week, we had that battle between Mix 64, Ash, and of course Adam Foster, which seemed to be pushing quite a bit, and it was quite interesting to see how well that was going to happen. And then obviously now here tonight at Zolder, where it is going to be very close to see how well they're all going to get on, because it's down to, obviously, like I say, going to be thereabouts to push on for this evening. It's going to be thereabouts, but from what I've seen so far, you know, looks like, you know, Stefano's either had an issue or he's left the server, unless he's had a bit of a problem. So, you know, it's going to be thereabouts. But looking at certain lap times, then it's only free practice, but obviously Stefano Marchetto, reigning champion, and 202.2 at the moment, followed by Adam Foster 202.6, so it's only 0.366 of a second from Stefano at the moment. Then you've got Adam Postlethwaite in the Audi with that 203.045 with only 0.7 behind. Then you got Concarlo with Mix 64 203.072, which is only 0.8 seconds behind. Then you got obviously Luke with a 203.8, 1.5 seconds back. Damo with a 205.1, so he's 2.8 seconds. Then obviously kind of with a 205.7, with 3.5 seconds back from the rest. So it's going to be very close to see exactly how close the times will match in, of course, qualifying. But with free practice, who knows exactly what's going to happen for this evening. I'm just going to make sure I'm heard on stream, so just give me 1 second. So if you hear a double voice or you hear 3 voices, then I wouldn't worry. There you go, it's fine. I am heard. So yeah, it is going to be very close to see exactly how well things are going to go for this evening with the final round of the championship. We do have a track map, so we will give you the corner names, and we will go on board with some of the drivers tonight as well, and we'll give you an on-board lap of Suzuka throughout the stream. So just jump onto the cameras. So we've got the helicam, or the drone cam as I like to call it. I know it's a helicopter, but it's like a drone. But it's going to be very interesting to see how well things go round here. Obviously, you know, still an hour and a half race. It is going to be very tense. Obviously 15 minutes of qualifying as well, so that's going to be down to so much interest to see exactly what's going to happen. We'll go on board with Adam's McLaren just as he goes into Casio Triangle. Hope he doesn't pull into the pits, because otherwise I will have to find someone else to do a flying lap with. But going through Casio Triangle then to start another lap. He's about to cross start finish line now. Let's see what he can do there. He's about to go, and he's about to do 2:02.082. So going into turn number 1, then a fast right-hand curve. It's sort of fast as he slows down to second gear, pulls third on the way out, still holding third into the snake, then into second on exit, up into third again, and then obviously, you know, still carry on around the back of the pit. So that's a very long couple of turns here, then through in towards Dunlop. Then it's going to be going all the way round, not going to the right because we're not on the circuit. Then we go into Degner 1, which is going to be very close, then into Degner 2, so the Degners are going to be very close. It's very narrow here, under the bridge we go then, so it's a figure of 8 circuit. You may not feel like it's a figure 8 into the hairpin. We go down to gear 1 for the hairpin, which is very surprisingly. Then he goes into 200R, which is going to be very close. This could be another bit where cars may follow depending on how quick. Then into the famous spoon curve, which is a long left-hander, sweeps round to the left, so down the back straight past the support race pits if there were support races, but obviously part of the west circuit here at Suzuka. Then into 130R. What is he going to take it? He's approaching the limiter. It goes into 148 miles an hour, but he gets a bit crossed up going out of there. It goes into Casio Triangle, so, and he jumps back into pits. But that was a bit of a hair-raising manoeuvre going through 130R, but obviously you can see how fast it is going through 130R at the moment then. So we'll see what Giancarlo can do in the Lexus. He's thereabouts. So obviously, you know, he's very efficient racer. He's Nick 64. He seems to be thereabouts with his racing. He seems to enjoy it. You know, last time he was, you know, he was there, but he was doing really well at Silverstone. You know, he seemed to be pushing quite well. You know, he planned it. His strategy, you know, he was obviously using his tyres, and it was using quite a lot of stuff within in the race. You know, it's getting thereabouts, but it's going to be very important to see how well he does it this evening. Obviously, you know, he stuck the car onto pole position at Alton Park, and then obviously had a bit of a amazing couple of races, and then obviously, you know, seems to be thereabouts, but obviously giving us a bit of flash of the headlights because I think he's just noticed himself on stream. But the guys have been really very quick this season. You know, the guys have really impressed me from what I've seen. Obviously, you know, I've missed Zolder and I missed Bathurst, but to see how well the guys are going to do this evening round here at Suzuka, it's going to be very quick, because, you know, we'll see who's going to be obviously getting Pro Class Championship. The overall championship will be decided as well, because obviously with the pros such as obviously Adam, Ash and Stefano, that will also determine first, second and third in the overall championship. So, you know, that's also going to be a bit of a lot of things. Evening, mate, how's it going? Nice one for tuning in. I thought it was you, but good evening, mate, how's it going? But yeah, it's gonna be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. I've got plenty of water and also some Pepsi, so, you know, I need to keep myself hydrated, because I have a feeling tonight I am going to lose my voice completely out of the ordinary. But it is going to be very close to see exactly what happens. But obviously with Damien missing this evening, it's giving Clenough quite an easy chance to win the M-Class title. But it all comes down to exactly if Clenough finishes. But obviously with Dean Helix not being here, It is going to be very close to see exactly what Clenough can do. Obviously Bart's around in the 33 Audi R8. Good to hear you doing alright, my friend. Good to hear you doing okay. Looking forward to watching one for a change. It's going to be a bit of a weird feeling though, mate. I'll tell you that. You should try doing a me and commentating, and then when you have a race it's a bit sketchy. But nah, you should be alright, mate. You should be fine. I need you to help me with the number crunching this evening, because it's going to baffle my head for quite some time. So we've got 3.5 minutes left of free practice then. But you know, it's looking a bit, weather's changed a bit, it's looking a bit duller now, but I think that's exactly how it's going to stay for the evening. But who knows exactly what's going to happen. Unfortunately there's not going to be any Japanese monsoons or heavy rain conditions, but we'll see how well things go. Ah, good man. Good man. Sadly, I'm using my phone, mate, so otherwise I would, but I'm glad you're on the ball. But obviously, it's going to be close as you like. I'm more nervous for the guys than I am for myself doing commentary tonight, so you know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what happens for obviously the last round of season 2. Who knows exactly what's going to happen. It looks like over in the far distance, the city in the far distance, Suzuka. I think that is Suzuka City, I'm not too sure from what I can just see out of the commentary box. It's looking a bit foggier now, and the Ferris wheel is lit up, but it's going to be close. I think the rain is kind of in the air, but it's not thereabouts. But who knows what's going to happen. But obviously, like I say, we'll offer variation cameras as we go on this evening. We'll go on board with a few people, and I'll try my best not to shout down the headset, but I may get some funny looks, but you know. But looking exactly what's going to happen for this evening then is, I'm interested to know who's going to win. But looking at free practice times though, Goncalo's gone fastest with a 2:01.9, so that's a late 2:01 time, just to put that Lexus RCF on the top of the tree for free practice. But you can tell as the conditions get slightly foggier, or should we say slightly mistier, but obviously it's going to be very close. We'll see what Stefano can do this evening in that Ferrari. He seems to be adaptable, obviously reigning champion, but it's going to be thereabouts with 47 seconds left of free practice. He may go into pit lane this time round, but you know, he's only 0.3 seconds behind Goncalo at the moment then, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen for the rest of free practice. But I don't think anyone's going to get a fast time in as of yet, but you can see how well things are going to go for this evening. I do hope we do get a very close proximity championship fight, but at the moment then it's looking likely Ash isn't going to be here by the looks of it, so you know, he may lose some ground in the championship if he's not careful. But we'll see exactly how qualifying will go, because qualifying is going to be the all crucial important qualifying session. So it's going to be between Clenneth's very excited. I can guarantee, Clenneth, I know you're very excited, but try not to let that excitement get too much to you, mate. You know. But it is going to be very amazing. I can't wait to see how well everyone goes. It's a bit of a shame certain people aren't here this evening, but obviously, you know, needs must. But I think the way things are going to go this evening, it's going to go right down to the wire. It's going to go right down to You know you have to fight for it, mate, but you're gonna have to calm your emotion inside that McLaren, my friend. It's not the easiest of circuits, but you know, as I was saying, you know, I hope the last half an hour brings us some very, I'm gonna say, sort of closeness. Yeah, exactly. You know, there's a lot of people that can still win it, mate. You know, but there's going to be a lot of things to be looking out for. But then, obviously, you know, you've got Serial Killer, aka Damo. So Damo's going to be there, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen for qualifying as we return to the garage. We'll see who's going to be the first to break the ice, but Adam Foster goes out, so he'll be the first one to see how well things go for qualifying. So 15 minutes of qualifying. As I say, it's an all-important qualifying session because it is the last one of the season, and you know, looking exactly what is going to happen for the likes of the top three in the championship. I believe Clarence also got out onto track, followed by Adam Postlethwaite and of course Concarlo at the moment. So you know, there's a lot, you know, you've got to be careful because obviously with Serial Killer also in contention to try and be AM-class champion, I believe. So because you know, there's a lot up for grabs tonight, and it seems to be thereabouts. But you know, seeing exactly how many, with 8 drivers at the moment on the grid, you know, they're going to be fighting for quite a lot of positions, and it's going to be an hour and a half where margin for errors aren't meant to be needed, is what I'm trying to say here. But you know, looking exactly how well people are going to go, Adam Postlethwaite trying to get heat into them tyres at the moment just so he can get more on a fast run. But you know, he's got to be careful because he's got the likes of obviously Don Carlo. I think Luke's just slowly adjusting his setup at the moment just for that Mercedes. You know, obviously with Clenough in course for the AM-class championship, it seems to be a bit of a weird one for that team, because I remember the prediction start of the season when we were talking about what the drivers want. You know, Adam did say he was going to win at Silverstone and he was going to be right up. They were right up there for the championship, and that has been one of the most amazing sort of talking points. Is like both Clenough and of course Adam Foster right up there to be in contention to literally win both the Pro and AM class, and it seems to be how to be adapted round here. It's going to be thereabouts. You know, obviously it's going to be a bit of a spread out race as well, which it's not really going to be a major factor as long as we know who's going to be winning, who's going to literally win the titles. You know, it's got to be very careful to see how well. But obviously 12 minutes of qualifying left. You know, they've just obviously completed the first their out laps, so you know, it's going to be down to exactly, I hate to say this, but obviously with Ash not being here at the moment, obviously, you know, that's giving the title fight now between Stefano and of course Adam Foster. So you know, that could open quite a lot of interest as Clenough gets a bit sideways out of the first Degner. But you know, that is exactly how things are going to pan out for this evening. And you know, it's been quite interesting this season with certain cars pushing to their degree. You know, take for example going into Alton Park, we saw that, you know, the battle we had, or some of the closeness at Alton Park with obviously Mick 64 getting pole position. You know, he seemed to be pushing that pushing that Lexus to its capability. You know, it's obviously the Lexus, you know, with Ash driving it last season, you know, it was thereabouts, and it seems to be a car that's very underrated. It seems to be a very underdog machinery. You know, obviously the McLarens this season, you know, as Adam goes 202.1, so you know, he's about there. He's obviously trying to push on. We'll see what Clerneth can do in the moment, his teammate. I'll be surprised if these two can get, you know, roughly both on the front row of the grid. You know, he's like 4.1 second down at the moment, but then Adam Postlethwaite goes second, so you know the Audi, but then Stefano Marchetto, there you go, 201.9, so it's a late 201. So reigning champion at the moment is thereabouts with 201.9 in that Ferrari. It's the only Ferrari on the grid this evening. But you know, what is he going to do as the reigning champion? Is he going to push and get back-to-back championships? You know, but this is what we want to see. You know, we want to see a championship fight where it's going to be a balance. But Clerneth goes fifth at the moment. You know, he's got Damo ahead of him, so he's got to be careful. You know, he's got his M-Class compatriot or M-Class challenger just ahead of him. So then you've got Sol Jervis, who's come back for a one-off race. You know, he's back for, you know, the final round of the championship. So you know, it's thereabouts. He's changed livery in that 808 Bentley, so we'll see how well he can do. But then obviously you've got Damo currently in fourth fastest as the camera is going to swing around, but we'll adjust the camera settings. Just give me 1 second. But yes, it is going to be close to see how well things go. But at the moment you've got Goncalo trying to piece together a very crucial lap in that Lexus. The Portuguese driver, a very well likable character in TNRL Sim Racing, with how he's got that literally Lexus on rails. It was kind of a very predictable lap at Alton Park earlier in the season, where you know he got that pole position, and it seems, you know, he's going to try and push on this time round to see exactly what he's got a bit of traffic ahead of him at the moment, but he goes fifth fastest, so he knocks Luke down to sixth, Clerneth down to seventh. Bart's still there in the Audi. What's he going to do? Going through the Dagners now, he's obviously trying to get a bit of grip into that Audi R8, the 33 machine. So we'll see exactly what he can do. I believe Sol Jervis is just sitting in pit lane just to get his set up on that Bentley. But you know, Stefano's gone even quicker now with a 201.7, so it's still late 201s at the moment. You know, Adam Foster's only 0.378 of a second behind him, so he's not possibly down to third then. So it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen with 7 minutes and 9 seconds left of qualifying, the last qualifying session of the season. So it's going to get thereabouts. I'll tell you what, I'll be very interested to see exactly how things are going to pan out. But at the moment though, so Clerneth's down in 7th at the moment, as Luke goes 4th fastest now. So it's going to be a bit of a very close proximity for the M-Class, but we'll see what Bart can do. He's about to cross the line, goes up into 7th, so Damo at the moment in the Bentley leading the M-Class for this evening. It's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what can happen, but I believe if Clerneth just finishes, he can clinch the M-Class title, but it's going to be thereabouts. It's going to be a bit of a nerve-wracking part of that team, because obviously they're going to try and get Adam Foster the Pro Class as well as the overall title. But you know, it just seems, you know, they're not doing too bad, I suppose, but it's going to be thereabouts for a couple of the guys. We'll see exactly what Giancarlo can do at the moment. He's just obviously trying to push that Lexus, trying to get some clear air, which is very difficult around here because as he's gone off there, he went off, I think, put the commentator's curse on him, but hopefully not. So we'll see exactly how well things go for this evening. Okay, so the update at the moment then with drop scores, then it looks like, you know, Ash is on 100. He's on. Bear with me 1 second, mate. So Ash is on 180 with drop scores. This is obviously including drop scores, so obviously taking your two worst results. And then obviously Adam with 173, Stefano with 166, then Giancarlo is around 135, Adam Postlethwaite on 108, and then obviously Damien, which is obviously DJ Huxley in chat, on 90, Luke is on 84, Clenneth is currently on 78, Damo Serial Killer on 74, and then Dario on 62. So that's including drop scores. If it wasn't drop scores, I'm sure it would be different, but that's the current championship standings with around just roughly 4 minutes left of qualifying. And that's obviously where you drop scores, so you drop your two worst scores, so it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen for this evening, because obviously, you know, with the ones that are here, it's going to make it very close to see how well things go for quite some time. But we'll see exactly. That's alright, mate, don't worry about it, I know exactly. Don't panic, don't stress yourself, mate, it's fine. I could see what you were doing, it's fine. Don't panic, don't stress yourself, mate, I knew what you were doing. Yeah, so it's Ash on 180 at the moment with Adam Foster 75, then Stefano 166, and then obviously we'll crack on. So then obviously Giancarlo 135 in fourth at the moment, Adam Postlethwaite on 108, just to recap, and then obviously Damien on 90, even though he's not here tonight, so he's dropped that score. And then obviously Luke on 84 at the moment in 7th place, and then obviously Clenneth with 78, so you know he's quite down in 8th place at the moment in the table. He's 8th place on the grid as well. And then Damo Serial Killer 74, and then Dario on 62. So that's how the championship is with the drop scores going into tonight before the race actually does start. But you know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. But nice one for that, mate. You know, I knew exactly what you were doing. I was just struggling to read it. But that was my own stupid fault, not yours. But it is going to be very close at the moment. Looks like Stefano Marchetto is currently the pole position man with a minute and a half remaining. What is Adam going to do? Is Adam going to try and stick it on pole position for the last round of the season? We'll see exactly what is going to happen thereabouts. He's going through Casio Triangle now. He's going to try and get the run down the start finish line, see what he can do. Is he going to go fastest? He says he struggles around here to try and catch up to Marmolotto, but it's hard to tell because, you know, fair play to him at the moment. We'll see what Giancarlo can do. He's about to cross the line. Is he on a flyer though, or has he gone out of pits? I don't know. We'll see exactly what he's going to do. Still there in 6th place at the moment. He's done a 2:02.4 was his last lap, but we'll see exactly what he can do. He always brings up some surprises with his qualifying. So he's got around 25 seconds. But obviously, you know, Stefano Marchetto may think that pole position is safe. But if you remember rightly, he thought it was safe last time out, but then last time he raced, I think that was at the Nürburgring, he lost that lap time and it dropped him down to 3rd on the grid, I think, if I remember rightly. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I think Sol Jervis is having a few issues at the moment, but see what Giancarlo is going to do. He's just coming through the hairpin now, so it could be a very close proximity time for him. He may still be 6th, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen, because now that qualifying has finished, it's going to be thereabouts. But who knows exactly what is going to happen. So he's going to go up through the gears towards 130R, and we'll see what the Lexus RCF driver can do. So it's going to be thereabouts. Is he going to be pushing on, go through Castillo Triangle? Is he going to try and get this lap exactly how he wants it? Is he going to climb up the order? Because he's about 6th fastest at the moment. We'll see exactly what he's going to do. He's about to cross the line, and it's going to be thereabouts. Where's it going to put him? Puts him 2nd. So that is a very close time. So he's only 0.1 of a second between himself and Stefano Marchetto. And that, like I say, this is exactly when we saw the Lexus last season. You know, it's going to be thereabouts, but we'll see exactly what is going to happen for qualifying. You know, the race is going to be moments away, but this is exactly how things are going to pan out. You know, I think the way things are going to go, but obviously Sol Jervis with a bit of issues with the Bentley at the moment, seems to be having a bit of an issue. So, you know, he's back now, but whether he's going to be able to still carry on and push on is another thing. But it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen. So obviously, like the saying, obviously the circuit commentary, they're saying 130R is the fastest corner on this track. It is, and it is also the scariest. We are getting ready for the race, so there will be a slight delay while the cars are just cooling down from qualifying. It seems that, you know, the track is a fast track already, and it seems it's going to be pushing for quite some time. But yes, it is going to be, Mix can't win pro, but he can help Marmolato win by the championship by denying Adam into 2nd. Yeah, well, that's what I thought, mate. You know, he's kind of, he's looking at the, you know, because he's 4th, because he's too far back. But this is exactly what I mean with the Lexus. You know, exactly how the Lexus has been adaptable, or very much one of the cars that has surprised me. I think Sol Jervis has had a bit of issues going to the grid, so we don't think we'll be seeing the 808 Bentley this evening. But looking exactly what's going to happen, we will, as I flicked to the wrong camera as per usual, but we'll get the helicam onto the start grid. We'll go through we won't go through exactly the drivers during the formation lap, but they're just getting the last bit to set up on the cars now, just trying to get thereabouts and we'll see how well things go for the final round of Season 2 of TNRL Sim Racing. It is going to be very tense. I believe, looking at the back of the grid, Sol Jervis has made it, but obviously you don't want to do a serial killer what he did at Silverstone and wasn't ready in time, and he ended up starting from the pit lane, which was kind of spiced it up a bit, and obviously, you know, he's pushing back towards where he wanted to be. But obviously with Ash not being here tonight, it's going to be a 2-horse race now, because, you know, Stefano Marchetto needs to have that Ferrari to push to the front. He did say in the pre-race season preview that he wanted to win here at Suzuka. He's going to try and push all the way. So we've got around 6 seconds left till the green flag lap, and we will be getting ready to go for the final round of the championship, and it is going to be very exciting. It is going to be thereabouts, but we'll see exactly how well the Ferraris go. Well, the Ferrari goes, followed by Giancarlo's Lexus. Just looking exactly, they're going to try and get brake temperature, they're going to try and get tyre temperatures, but, you know, it is going to be a very tense time for the likes of Stefano Marchetto. Obviously reigning champion of TNRL Sim Racing, he wants to go and get back-to-back titles. Who knows exactly what's going to happen next season, you know, whether he stays with Ferrari or he changes his car. It all depends on what happens in the off season, and there's quite a lot of rumours what's happening, because obviously with the likes of Ash going to go elsewhere, it's going to be a bit of a shame. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for Season 3, but Season 2 is almost at an end, and I'll tell you what, it has been a long season. It has been full of surprises, you know. Obviously, like I say, the battle between Adam and of course Stefano Marchetto at Paul Ricard, and they both got drive-through penalties for preferably exceeding track limits. That's what spiced pretty much everything up, and then obviously, you know, battles galore throughout the season, throughout some of the drives, you know, a bit of issues thereabouts, but some cars have made it through, some cars have made it to the end to try and fight for an epic championship battle. So you can just see Stefano Marchetto just coming towards the hairpin then, with Giancarlo behind him, followed by Adam Foster, and obviously Luke, followed by Adam Postlethwaite, Damo, and there's quite a few cars thereabouts now trying to push on for quite some time. We'll see exactly what they're going to do. Well, as you can see, the sun is out, so it is quite warm at the moment here in Japan. It seems very humid, but the guys will be on course for a very interesting race. You've got Bart, followed by Clenough, I believe, from what I'm just seeing, just so I get the I believe not Giancarlo, but I believe Sol Jervis is yet again had another issue with the Bentley, so he's going to be missing from the grid to take the start. But coming through the back stretch of the circuit and going, Sol Jervis will be starting from pit lane. By the looks of it, he will not be able to catch up now, so he will be starting from pit lane. I believe it says there's 10 drivers, so that's a bit it's a bit confusing me at the moment. Maybe it is 10 drivers, but we shall see. But Stefano Marchetto leads them through 130R, about to get side by side going into Casio Triangle. I don't think that's going to work. But we'll see exactly what is going to happen. So Stefano Marchetto leads them through Casio Triangle for the last bit of the formation lap, about to take the green light with a very interesting moment. We'll see exactly what's happened. I believe it is going to be very close, but looking at what's going to happen, I think Mix 64 Goncalo will get a bit of a challenge, but it's the ones behind that we need to keep an eye on, because you've got Adam Foster and of course Clenough trying to get the Pro and AM class title. But we are getting ready. It is going to be good to see what's going to happen, and I'll tell you what, Stefano Marchetto already under threat from Goncalo going into turn number 1. He's already dropped down to second place. He's been blocked off by Goncalo, which now is allowed. Oh, has he gone a bit wide? Yes, he has gone a bit wide. Didn't see that as of yet, but Stefano Marchetto retakes the lead then, followed by Luke, followed by Mix 64. Adam's dropped down to 4th. At the moment it seems to be thereabouts, but it's going to be very close to see exactly what happens. Adam Postlethwaite also there. Damo followed by Bart and of course Clenough. I believe Sol Jervis is trying to get that Bentley started. It's trying to fire up in pit lane, as we can about see going into the Degners. Mix 64 trying to push Luke all the way. Luke's trying to get up to Stefano Marchetto, even though the title fight could be very interesting at the moment. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but you know, going up into the hairpin for the first time, this is where it's going to happen to be very close to see how well things go. But I'll tell you this, Luke's going to try and push on, but at the moment Stefano Marchetto leading the race. Then it's going to be thereabouts with that Ferrari, the reigning champion of season 1, obviously most likely trying to push that Ferrari where he wants to be. He gets a bit wide going out of Spoon, but it's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's happened, but I think Adam Foster has caught back up to this group. He's actually got past Goncalo. Adam Postlethwaite has to slot behind that Lexus, trying to get that black and red and white Audi R8 thereabouts, but Adam Foster trying to push on. It seems going into Casio Triangle for the first time then. It's a lot of interest. We're still not even completed lap 1 yet, but we will do in a moment, so lap 1 will get ticked off at the moment. But it looks like, you know, Adam's trying to push on. He needs to catch up, but at the moment the AM class leader is actually Damo, so Damo's going to try and push on to try and get further up where he needs to be. But at the moment though, Stefano Marchetto, just looking at him, he's got that gap. He's 1.1 of a second from Luke at the moment. That gap may grow even stronger, even though with Luke trying to chase him down. Luke's trying to put a dent in a few championship protagonists at the moment, but it's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what happens. But Sol Jervis still in pit lane with that Bentley. He's having a bit of an issue this evening with that Bentley, it seems. But we'll see what Luke can do. Luke's trying to push away. Obviously Stefano Marchetto eating out that advantage at the moment. 2.3 as we're going to the Degners then. It's going to be thereabouts, but I'll tell you this, it is going to be... So at the moment Adam needs to be second to get the pro class championship. It's going to be tight, you know. But Luke knows that Adam needs to be second, but Luke wants to stop Adam from getting the pro class championship. But you know, it's still a long way to go. Stefano Marchetto still leading. We'll see exactly what's happening in a moment, but it's going to be thereabouts to see exactly. Adam's obviously trying to catch up to that Mercedes as best as he can. He needs to do it, but you know, it's going to be still a long way to go. But you know, looking at Adam, he's feisty, he's a fast racer, but you know, Goncalo's still there trying to catch him up. You know, this is where there's a lot of things. Stefano Marchetto still pulling out that advantage going into 130R for the second time. This is where the championship could be very close, but is the championship going to go to Italy for the second time, or is it going to come to England and literally have Adam Foster jumping with joy? But at the moment he's trying to catch up to Luke or go on board with the McLaren, just as the race organiser repeats himself. But you know, he's getting thereabouts. We'll see what Adam can do going on board with Adam into the first curve then. This is where it's going to get close. You can just see with that rear view mirror that Goncalo is also behind, but he's not close enough as of yet, but Stefano Marchetto, you can just see that Ferrari catching up, will go literally still on board with Adam going through the snake for the second time. It just seems to be very close. Goncalo's getting closer as well. You can just see that radar in the background, but obviously Luke's trying to stop Adam Foster trying to overtake. At the moment Adam gets a bit into Degner 1, but he's got Luke in his sights. You can just see Goncalo also there, but this is why we get the helicam out, because Goncalo is getting closer and it's going to be thereabouts, but you know, it's going to be very tight because Adam's trying to catch up to Luke at the same time, because he knows for a fact Stefano Marchetto as it stands will be champion, and it's going to be thereabouts. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but we'll see how close things are going. But you know, this is why the racing's been fraught all season. It has been probably closer than you think, but I tell you what, looking exactly what's happening, because at the moment Adam is trying to get away from Goncalo as well as trying to push on to Luke, but Luke is seriously, you know, putting a dent in this championship title at the moment. It looks like at the moment though, Damo down in 6th, with Clenough having a bit of a battle with Bart at the moment. Bart's going to try and make a move into 130. I think it's better off of it, so the AM class title could be very close as well. But Bart's obviously trying to push that Audi. Sol Jervis, he's out on track. He's 2 laps down, 3 laps down in that Bentley. He seems he's got it sorted, but Clenough goes off. He's got a bit wide out of Casio triangle. That is not what he wants to do. He needs to relax a bit more. But what's going on up the road then? It looks like Adam Foster, his teammate, currently trying to chase down Luke, with Goncalo also trying to push on. You can just about see the 2nd, 3rd and 4th. We'll try and get the helicam as best as we can, but going into the snake, it's going to be thereabouts. But you know, I know Clenough needs to just finish, but it's still thereabouts to try and push on. But you can just see going into the Degners then how close this battle for potentially 2nd place at the moment. It's going to be thereabouts. Clenough and Serial Killer need to finish 3rd to win the AM Championship. It's going to be very hard to do unless these guys drop scores. Yeah, of course, man, of course. But this is where it's going to get close to, you know, the pro class at the moment though. Stefano Marchetto as it stands will take back-to-back titles, but you know, I think Luke's going to be struggling. Tricky without, well, it will be, mate. We could easily wish for some rain right now, couldn't we? But I'm sure looking at the going into 130, what a fabulous shot from the helicam there. But I tell you what, Stefano Marchetto at the moment though, still leading the race. Adam's trying to get up to Luke at the moment while trying to defend from Goncalo. Goncalo needs to, you know, it's almost like the likes of Luke and of course Goncalo are trying to I don't mean this to be cheeky, but trying to help Stefano Marchetto win his 2nd back-to-back title, because at the moment Adam's struggling to try and get past as well as trying to defend from Goncalo. But I think that is exactly what's going to happen. But it's going to be thereabouts. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I do apologise, just being quiet for a second. I just had to sort some out from work, and it's like going to be thereabouts. But looking at Adam at the moment, he's trying to push up to Luke. He's also trying to defend from Adam Foster at the moment. Seems to be very close to see what is going to happen. But it's going to be thereabouts. We'll try and push on for quite some time. But at the moment it's going to be very close as Adam runs wide out of Spoon, and still got the Helicam trying to provide great action at the moment. But as we can see, Luke's trying to get away, but we'll see if anything else can happen. Yeah, exactly, and I think that's, you know, I think that's what Adam's praying for, is to get a mistake from Luke at the moment, but he made a mistake himself going into Spoon. But it's going to be thereabouts. But it's going to get very close, I must admit. But I think Giancarlo's going to try and attack Adam at the moment, because he's still a long way to go in this race, but who knows exactly what's going to happen. So Stefano Marchetto still leading the race, but you know, Luke's still thereabouts. But as I say, it is, you know, it's down to the fact, you know, these guys know how to push on. But at the moment it is thereabouts to see exactly what's going to happen. But you know, Stefano Marchetto is only 6.0 of a second, excuse me, from Luke at the moment, but Luke's trying to get away from Adam at the moment, as well as Adam trying to get away from Giancarlo. They're both 0.4 of a second. Bart's already into pit lane as Bart worn his tyres though. So the Audi driver down in 8th place at the moment. Oh, Adam tries to get a move into the hairpin. He's trying to get past Luke. He's trying to get past. He knows he needs to fight for it, because he needs to get that second place. But you can just see that these three, this could be, you know, while Stefano ekes out that advantage up the road in first place, you know, at the moment as it stands, it will be Stefano taking the title back to Italy. But Adam almost had a grasp on that trophy. It's getting very close. You know, you've got an hour and 18 minutes left, but who knows exactly what's gonna happen. It's thereabouts, but we'll get the Helicam back up in the air and try and see exactly what's gonna happen going into 130R. This is getting tense. This is making me tense, but I'm sure the guys in the cockpits and in the pit lane, the teams are going to be probably thereabouts, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. You know, Stefano Marchetto still leading the race, but you know, he's got to be careful. I think Adam knows what's going to happen. He needs to plan it right. You know, he almost had second place. He closed right up to Luke going into the hairpin, but Luke closed the door very quickly. Giancarlo's even on a charge as well. You can just about see the Lexus RCF trying to still go on board with Adam and get the onboard camera to see exactly what's going to happen. But this is why the championship is going to be happening for quite some time. We'll see exactly how close things are going to get. But I'll tell you this, I don't think Luke's going to out and make a mistake though. This is what I'm trying to, you know, this is why the racing has been very quick this season. But obviously, you know, Sol Jervis, however, still circulating in that Bentley. We'll see how everyone else is getting on. But at the moment, the battle for the second place. Oh, Adam's trying to get thereabouts. Yeah, exactly. He's taking risks, mate, and that's the thing, because you know, Luke and of course Giancarlo won't make it. They won't make it easy for him. Of course they won't. That's what they're set up to do. They're not there to just let him cruise by. They're there to put him under pressure. And you know, as much as Adam wants to get past Luke, Luke won't allow him past. But then when Giancarlo closes up, it just shows exactly how, you know, both these title denters, I'm going to call them, as Giancarlo goes wide at 130R, but he's still gained up a bit of momentum. But the title denters are trying to stop Adam from getting that title, and is that what we want to see? Because Stefano will be laughing because he knows he's 9.3 seconds ahead of Luke, but then he knows that Adam's going to be getting held up. But this is exactly how the racing has been all season. You know, fair play to these guys. They've not put a foot wrong. They've not done anything majorly wrong. But this is how the title fight has been close this evening. You know, at the moment, Stefano may think, well, I'm going to have that title, I'm going to have that trophy back. It's going to have my name etched onto it again. But I think at the moment, the way things are going, Adam Postlethwaite, that's going well in fifth, keeping it nice. I think he's kind of sniffing, trying to get a podium. Yes, he's doing very well. Obviously, Adam Postlethwaite in the Audi just lurking in the background from these three at the moment. As Giancarlo gets a bit close, Luke goes a bit wide at the hairpin. Is that going to be Adam's chance? No, it's not. Not just yet. But I think Adam Postlethwaite could be on course for a podium, yes. But it all depends on how close these guys get between each other. You know, because if these three come together, I could easily invite Adam Postlethwaite for pretty much a podium, yes. But at the moment, Sol Jervis back in pit lane. The Bentley seems to have a bit of an issue. But I think Adam Foster's going to try and get closer to Luke going into 130R. Giancarlo's also there. Oh, it's going to get very close going into Casio Triangle. Oh my goodness, breathe in. Luke's gone a bit wide. Oh my goodness, Luke's gone wide. We knew that was going to happen eventually. So that's allowed Adam Foster now to take second place. What is it looking likely for the championship? It is going to be thereabouts. But I tell you what, Giancarlo is also not going to make it easy. But I tell you what, it is going to be very close. But at the moment, looking at Giancarlo trying to get past Luke at the moment, you know this Lexus is also a championship denter if we're not careful. I know Luke's not part of the championship frame, but at the moment as it stands, Adam Foster will have the championship wrapped up because he is second at the moment, but Adam will win the championship if it stays like this. But I don't think I don't want to be mean, I don't want to be nasty, but I don't know if it will carry on being like this, because there is a lot at stake at the moment, because they're about to lap Bart, and I don't think Bart will get involved in holding up championship protagonists. But you know, fair play at the moment. As it stands, Adam will have that title. He will have season 2 under his belt. He has worked his socks off to literally get this title. But you know, we'll just go and see exactly in a moment what is happening. But Giancarlo's trying to make a move on Luke at the moment. Go out with Spoon. Thinks about it. You can see Adam Postlethwaite trying to get that Audi up into that business as well, and I think Giancarlo's still thereabouts with Luke trying to go in 130R. This is not going to work. Oh, Bart's actually gone off at 130R. Didn't see that until the camera thrown it around. So Bart's gone off at 130R. As Giancarlo tries to make a move on Luke, going out of Casio Triangle across the start finish line. Then we go to start lap number 9, I believe it is. Is it lap number 9 or is it lap number 10? But Giancarlo soon tries to get that Lexus alongside the Mercedes. Seems to be very close to see exactly what the Lexus driver can do, as he got back in front of Luke at the moment. He's got Adam Postlethwaite behind him now as Luke, but Luke needs to... I think you're right there, Dean. I think at the end of the day, like you say, you know, Adam Postlethwaite's pushing for that podium. I think he's definitely, you know, doing some number crunching to try and say, right, we'll get a podium thereabouts. But seems to push that Audi as best as he can, trying to catch back up to the likes of Giancarlo and of course Luke at the moment. So Bart's gone into pit lane as well. Has he sustained some damage? At the moment we'll see exactly what's happening between Damo and of course Clenough, but Clenough is thereabouts. He's actually 12 seconds ahead behind Damo at the moment. But at the moment, as it stands then, Adam Foster will be winning the title unless he makes a major mistake, but I don't think he will. It's going to be thereabouts. But you know, Stefano Marchetto still leading the race. We're going to forget about him at this rate because the championship fight is now going to be... Oh, Luke's dropped down to 5th. We didn't see that. Luke's gone down to 5th, so that's allowed Adam Postlethwaite to jump into 4th, as he had a bit of an issue with Adam Postlethwaite, or has he just made mistakes, or he's gone a bit wide out of Castillo again. Clip that curve this time round, but looking at what's going on, I think, you know, it's going to be close, but 12.7 seconds between Stefano and Adam Foster, but that shouldn't really matter no more because Adam Foster will have that trophy in his hand come the end of the evening, and he will be elated, no doubt. So we've got an hour and 9 minutes remaining, or just under 9 minutes remaining. It is going to be very close to see exactly what happens. I think Bart's had a bit of too much damage. I think Sol Jervis's Bentley's also suffering with mechanical issues at the moment. Look like Adam Postlethwaite's Audi dropped up. Excuse me. He could have done, mate. He could have shredded his tyres trying to fight too early. But maybe that's just the nature, isn't it? But it looks like to me, though, looking at his the front of that Mercedes, though, when it comes into shot, it looks like he has got a bit of splitter damage there, or is it just a bit of dirt? I'm not too sure. But you know, looking at the front of that Mercedes, it looks like it's picked up a bit of a knock. But at the moment, you know, Adam's trying to pull away from Giancarlo at the moment. Seems to be thereabouts. But we'll see exactly what happens. We'll just give Stefano Marchetto just a bit of airtime so we didn't forget this guy. But the reigning champion and the outgoing champion, bear in mind any mistakes at the moment, but still a long way to go. We're not even halfway through the race as of yet, but Stefano Marchetto seems to be pushing. He will be thereabouts, you know, it seems. But he's trying to push that Ferrari. He wants another victory. He said previously at the start of the season he wants to win round Suzuka. But you know, I think the way things are going, just looking exactly how things go, you know, Adam Foster will be pushing on for obviously a championship win. He's still second, so he will win it, because now that Ash isn't here, you know, he's gonna be elated. But you know, fair play at the moment. Yes, we've got an hour and 6 minutes left, but you know, it's going to be thereabouts. But you know, Stefano Marchetto, however, eking out that advantage. You know, Giancarlo may, I don't know if Giancarlo's, you know, strategy, but he's obviously trying to catch up to Adam and trying to take the title fight back. But you know, this, like I said at the start of the stream, you know, it seems that the Lexus is a very underrated and probably the underdog car that you weren't expecting this season. But obviously Adam Postlethwaite in 4th at the moment, Luke's still 5th. I think he has shredded them tyres, you know. I think he's pushed too hard, and that's what exactly happened. But it's going to be thereabouts. But I will be back in one moment. I need to take a nature call. Do apologise about that, ladies and gents, but it is going to get very close, because if we have a look exactly what is going to happen, I think Giancarlo is going to try and get catching up to Adam. He's only like 1.1 seconds, so yes, it is going to be thereabouts, but you can just see exactly what is going to happen. But I think the way things go, it's going to be thereabouts for quite some time. Excuse me, sneezing. But you know, I think Giancarlo is going to try and catch up to Adam, but Adam's going to try and push even harder now to get away from Giancarlo, so he can have that comfortable gap and trying to make sure that the championship is his. So, you know, looking at the situation at the moment though, Stefano Marchetto leads the race, but that may push him would literally put, I think at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, because Stefano is leading, that will put him second in the championship. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but that will allow Adam still, where he finishes now, if it finished now, he would take the championship. But he's got Giancarlo breathing down his neck, and we know how quick Giancarlo is in that Lexus, and it seems like Sol Jervis has had a bit of an issue with the Bentley, which is a bit of a shame really. And Bart is still in pit lane. Has Bart picked up too much damage, or is he sitting out because the Audi has had an issue? But at the moment though, it is going to be very close. You can just hear that Ferrari of Stefano Marchetto trying to push on. But with an hour and 3 minutes, okay, here we go. If it finishes as it stands, if it finished now, Adam Foster would take the championship on 193, Stefano on 191, so there's only 2 points in it. And then obviously Ash with 180, so Ash would be dropping down to third. But this is exactly how we pan it out, you know. This is what I like, and obviously, you know, as it stands though, Adam will take the title unless Giancarlo catches him and overtakes him again, and then it will go back to Stefano Marchetto. But this has been thrilling all season, you know. Fair play, I'll tell you what, Adam needs to push away from Giancarlo, but Giancarlo is not giving up. You can just about see, we'll try and go back throughout the battles if there's any more battles, but at the moment the championship has been, it's been amazing. You know, it's like obviously an hour and 2 minutes left, but you know, I think what we've seen throughout the season, you know, and in the AM class, obviously Damien, with the way it stands at the moment, Damien's definitely got it. So our obviously sidekick, who's helping us with the point scores tonight, who's not racing, has clinched the AM title as it stands. As Giancarlo goes a bit wide out at 130R again, but then seems to pick up the pace going towards Casio Triangle. So if it finished like this, congratulations mate, if it stays like this. But Giancarlo goes into pit lane then, which is now going to give Adam some breathing space. So I think Giancarlo's pushed a bit too hard. Sidekick. Well, you are, mate. What you meant to be? You know, you're meant to be helping me. You know, you're helping me, which is a excuse me, which is a very great help indeed, my friend. Couldn't do it. Couldn't do all this number racking in my head. You know, I really couldn't. So, you know, we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But at the moment, Adam's obviously going to win the championship. Robin to the hoppers, Batman. Hello mate, how's it going? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. But with an hour left, then, guys, it is going to be an hour left of season 2 of the Championship Decider. Good evening, mate. How's it going? But yes, it is going to be very close. We'll see exactly. Stefano Marchetta, though, he's going to want to win in style, but his title is going. I think he kind of knows that. But yeah, this is exactly how we plan certain things. But seriously, I couldn't just sit here without you guys helping me do the points and help me work it out. I couldn't do it all on my own. It would really seriously ruin my brain and probably lose me some sleep. Let's have a look. Where's he at on track? Mix 64. Yeah, he might be, mate, to be fair. He struggled to, you know, when they were struggling to get past each other, you know, I think with that battle between himself and Lucas, well, you know, when Luke was part of that, it seemed to be thereabouts, didn't it? So, you know, it's going to be thereabouts. But at the moment, then, Clenneth's trying to catch up. Obviously, Damo, obviously serial killer at the moment. Still third in the AM class championship overall. Obviously leading the AM class at the moment, but he'll finish third if it stays like this. Clenneth definitely will finish second now, and he's actually second in the AM class with Damien not being here tonight. But it's been a good season. I'll tell you what, fair play. You know, this is exactly what's happened around, but I do feel sorry for Sol Jervis. He's had a bit of an issue this evening, which he's not happy with by the looks of it. Never mind, mate. You'll be back next season, hopefully, in that Bentley. It's a bit of a shame, really, because I thought you were going to do really well. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Obviously, going back to obviously looking what Stefano Marchetto, just need to give this guy some credit. You know, he's actually, despite now as it stands, losing his title. At the moment, I don't want to put commentator's curse on anyone, but to drive really well last season and then to push Adam all the way for the title, this, you know, for Adam to get that title, but literally thereabouts. Yeah, exactly, mate, and that's exactly how the racing should be, is enjoying the battles. You know, this is exactly what I'm going to say here. As a commentator, you want everyone to do well. You want whoever pushes hard. You know, you guys race week in, week out. I just commentate with you guys week in, week out. And sometimes it gets to a point, and I personally am surprised how certain drivers have adapted to certain tracks this season, also to do with certain bits and pieces. You know, it's not been easy to, you know, push on quite a bit for obviously the hour and a half races. You know, when we've had obviously amazing battles, when certain drivers have made mistakes, i.e. Stefano and Adam Foster, Paul Ricard, where they both got drive-through penalties. It just shows, you know, the nature of exactly how, how the championship opens up with 36 minutes left. But, you know, I think Adam knows now, if he pushes on, even though he may catch Stefano if Stefano goes into pit lane. But this is exactly what you know, to work out certain bits and pieces. But when drivers are made, you know, like Stefano at Imola, say for example, you know, he got a stop-go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. you know, when they've cracked under pressure, that's exactly how interesting the championship has got. Because when you've pushed too hard and you push to your limit, you know you're gonna have to be, you've got to be there to try and to get thereabouts. But it's been a very close proximity season, and it has been maybe one of the interesting moments. You know, I'll pick out one of my favourite moments of the season. Was that obviously, well, there's quite a few interesting moments. I'd say obviously, you know, the battle with Adam and Stefano at Paul Ricard, and then they both get a drive-through penalty, and then, you know, that kind of showed exactly how things go. But you know, even the battle between Adam, Ash and Goncalo last week at Silverstone, it showed how exactly, until Ash made that mistake, how close, you know, people fight for the race wins. And at the end of the day, you know, just looking exactly how things go, we'll flip through how people are getting on. But, you know, it seems how things go. You know, I can't remember that far back, if we know, you know, season 1, when I was halfway through commentating, it was like slowly adaptable, and now these guys have now, yeah, okay, I've missed 2 rounds, I've missed Bathurst and Zolder, but you know, to see the title get to where you need to be, to see exactly what's going to happen, you know, obviously as it stands, it's going to be close. Luke spinning on the, yes, that was also another thing. You know, that was one of my funniest moments, was Luke spinning at Kyle Lamy on the formation lap. Yes, that was kind of like kind of one where it was like, if you're really serious about yeah, well, that's the thing, guys. It's like, okay, with the race, you know, still carrying on, but I'm just flicking through the field just while we do that. You can see how close Luke's actually technically trying to get up to the likes of Adam Postlethwaite to try and get back onto the podium. But when he span in front of, obviously, Damien on the formation lap, it just shows if you're going to win a championship, you can't make too many mistakes. But, you know, what's made me realise how beautiful and how interesting the racing has got this season is having quite a lot of highs and emotion. You know, it's highs and lows throughout the season, you know. But what's amazed me is, like, if you're watching the stream and you are not part of TNRL, why aren't you? Because the racing like this, like tonight, with the title fight going down to the wire, you want to be part of that. I'm sure you do, but I can't vouch any more. But it'd be nice to have, like, these guys come back next season. I know for a fact Ash is going elsewhere next season, which is a big shame, because it would have been nice to see him back to try and clinch that title. We knew for a fact, if drop scores were into consideration, Ash probably would have won technically the championship, or Adam could have easily won, or Stefano could have won. But with drop scores into effect, that's what spices everything up. And I don't understand what I do understand, but what I find fascinating is how many people, you know, how many people surprises me with results. Say, for example, Goncalo in the Lexus, you know, he surprised me with, you know, that pole position lap at Alton Park, and then to push on, you know, and even a couple of race win, maybe a few race wins thereabouts. You know, this guy in the Lexus, which I always say it's an underrated and an underdog car, because, you know, it's a very unusual GT3 specification car, but the likes of the Ferrari, the McLaren, the Audi and the Mercedes and the Bentley, you know, they're the ones that seem to be thereabouts. Just looking at, obviously, Damo, hope he's not eating his cereal, as I like to say, but you know, he's currently 5th, but it's going to be very close to see what's going to happen between these guys for quite some time, mate. Hopefully they're back next season, and who knows what next season's going to bring, because, you know, looking at exactly the track's at optimum temperature at the moment, but you think about when, say for example, halfway through the race at the Nürburgring, it started raining, and then it was like, you know, halfway through that, it just shows the weather got thrown into proportion. It even got, yeah, exactly, mate. For sure, he's, you know, like you're saying, you know, he's got a good rate. You know, 6 races for, and first or second every time. Exactly. And that's what makes it very interesting, because, you know, with people mixing up to the sharp end, and especially this is what I mean with the Lexus, you know, it's a car that, okay, it's going to be very, very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but, you know, there may be some rumours that, you know, there may be quite a very, whatever car suits you. You know, we had like the likes of James McGlick in the Honda NSX. You know, it's what car you can adapt to and what car you find really happy. Excuse me. But, you know, it's all to do with how close things are getting. But I think, you know, closely watching what's going on at the moment. You know, like with Adam Postlethwaite, you know, with the Audi, it looked like it lifted up. But, you know, it seems to be that Luke's trying to catch him up, you know. It seems thereabouts, but it's going to be a lot more interesting come Season 3, I'll tell you that, because Season 3 is going to be thereabouts, you know. Hopefully we get back onto the likes of such circuits of Donington, Oulton Park and Snetterton to come back, and, you know, maybe even visit Brands Hatch. But you know, it'd be interesting to see exactly what the calendar is going to be and what the format's going to be for next season. But it's been thereabouts. I'll tell you now, without these guys I wouldn't be commentating. I'll tell you what, it has been an absolute privilege. It really has, you know, just to see what's been going on throughout the season. It has been unreal when people have made mistakes and people have crashed at formation laps. You know, stuff like that provides great entertainment. Yeah, okay, I might be waffling, there's not much action going on, but at the moment, you know, to talk about what's happened in the season, you know, race 1 at Bathurst, when I wasn't here, it seemed that Ash was automatically a title challenger, to say the least. And then obviously, you know, he missed or probably had some poor results elsewhere. Take Silverstone for example, you know for a fact he fighted back to get that podium, but he made a mistake, and that's what pushed him to try and get that fight back, you know. And it was like, okay, he's not here tonight, but stuff like that makes stuff worthwhile. You know, I'm not saying a driver making a mistake makes it worthwhile, because you know, but it shows how much he charged through the field, and it's unreal to see exactly what's going to happen because, okay, Stefano Marchetto coming through Casio triangle now to take the halfway stage of the race. This is exactly how he wants it, you know, planning that race lead. But so, you know, we're still a long way to go in this race. It's going to be thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, Stefano Marchetto, the outgoing champion, fair play to him. You know, he's probably pushed. This is probably what he expected to have come this stage of the race. You know, it's not easy, it's not rocket science to get a car set up, but Stefano said in the pre-season, before the season started, I'm going to win at Suzuka and hopefully take the title. Unfortunately, that's not. He's going to win, but he's not going to take the title. But it seems that everyone has adapted quite well to what conditions have been thrown at them. Yes, there's been a few moments where, you know, drivers have come in and it's been a bit hectic, where we tried to put things have been tried to resolve, but the stewards have worked long and hard to try and get, you know, things absolute dead on. And, you know, without the stewards, without you guys racing, without me commentating, there wouldn't be very amazing action, you know, don't get me wrong, but it has been one of the most thrilling seasons to date. And I'll tell you what, if season 3 is anything like this season, where, you know, anything, the unpredictability can happen. Just looking at Luke at the moment, he's still 4th at the moment though, 9.1 seconds, you know. He had a bit of time away and he's come back, and it's good to see him back, and he's a very likeable character, is Luke, at TNRL Sim Racing, as is everyone else, as Luke actually goes off where is he on the map? At 200R. Yeah, I think he might do, mate, as Stefano Marchetto heads into pit lane, as did, oh my goodness, there's gonna be a very interesting battle here, guys. Oh, this is gonna get tense. Stefano Marchetto and of course Adam Foster both in pit lane. That will allow Adam Postlethwaite to get in the lead. Yeah, exactly, mate. It's going to happen, of course it is. But this is going to be tense though, because you've got Stefano in pit lane, Adam Postlethwaite still on track, Adam Foster's in pit lane. The camera's just throwing a wobbler at me, so I think, you know, it's going to help. It's going to help certain drivers. You know, it's going to help them get where they want to be. But this is exactly, so Stefano Marchetto goes out of pit lane then. Giancarlo is there. Adam Foster, I think Adam's just come out. Yes, Adam has just come out of pit lane. So that's going to be very interesting to see what it means at the moment. But this is exactly how I enjoy this sort of racing, you know, with 41 minutes left of the season finale. But it's gonna baffle me, because Giancarlo's gonna have to pit, but we know how Giancarlo likes to race. So at the moment, as it stands, then, you know, it could be going back to Italy, but we know Giancarlo is going to have to pit. But this is insane. But at the moment, Stefano Marchetto, we know how he likes to race. We know he will he will race quick. But it's very, this is what I like about TNRL Sim Racing, because Clenough now takes 5th place. I know Clenough hasn't pitted yet, but this is exactly what the guys are gonna hope for, is like, okay, if I get a decent pit stop, I can push to the degree. But I'm not concerned about the level of pit stops, but it's going to mean, oh, okay, he's already pitted, okay, that's very interesting then. So that's going to hand Stefano the title again, because he's got a car between him and Adam. This is exactly tense. So it's getting very tense, but I think it will open up quite a bit of a interesting manoeuvres. I'm sure Adam's going to now try and push on and try and catch up to Giancarlo, but Giancarlo's not going to make it easy with 39 minutes left. But this is where it's about. Clenough goes into pit lane, so that's going to be very. This is getting very tense for me. But I can't believe how well everyone's raced this season. You know, it seems that you know, see, this is the thing. If Giancarlo hasn't took tyres, it could be thereabouts. You know, if he hasn't took tyres, that's going to be a bit of a push, like he did. Yeah, exactly, like he did at Silverstone. That's the thing. It's thereabouts, but you know, Stefano's going through 130. Oh, Adam Postlethwaite jumps into pit lane. Is that going to be an advantage for Stefano? Yes, Stefano may want the win, but I don't know whether Giancarlo's took tyres. It's hard to. Sometimes I don't understand the graphic. Yeah, he does, mate. He definitely does need to. He does need to catch up to Giancarlo to take the Pro Class Championship. He needs to get his skates on. Literally, I know he's going to try and get his skates on, but it's thereabouts, isn't it? It's getting very tense because he's like 4.2 seconds behind at the moment. Or is that the gap between Stefano and I'm not too sure at the moment, but this is close because Adam Postlethwaite's just gone out of pit lane, so that's dropped him down to roughly 4th now. But I think, you know, Adam's going to have to get his skates on to try and get past Mick 64. You know, Mick 64, you know, he's not far away from Stefano Marchetto either. Excuse me. You know, he's not far away. This is the thing, you know, got 36 minutes remaining, roughly. You know, this is exactly what's going to happen. But it's gonna have to get very close. Adam's gonna have to get his skates on to try and catch up to Giancarlo to try and take the Pro Class Championship. You know, is he gonna concede or is he gonna go for maximum attack? This is exactly what I'm trying to work out in my head for a driver to try and get closer. You know, it is thereabouts, but he can't afford to make mistakes, is what he can't do. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen, because, you know, he's going to try and push on now. it's racking my brain. It's already giving me a headache, but it's going to be thereabouts. But you know, looking at Giancarlo, he will be trying to push on to get up to Marmolotto. Yeah, he seems to gain. He seems to gain that a second though, doesn't he? He seems to gain quite a second a lap, and that's well, it's a half a second. Sorry, I misread that. You know, he seems to be gaining that sort of half a second, but you know, he will try and push. You know, Stefano Marchetto, however, you know, he's gone out to 200R, but you know, this is another thing, because at the moment, as it stands, the title will go to Italy yet again. It will be a back-to-back title, but we know how Adam Foster can race. You know, he's gonna have to push. You know, Giancarlo is 6.9 seconds from Stefano. So, you know, it is a lot of things at the moment to push on, and it's quite a bit of a moment. Did I see? I think it was Bot. Yeah, Bot's around 6 laps down. So, you know, I think this is where things are going to have to happen now, with 33.5 minutes left. It makes me feel really, I hate to say this, but tense. But you know, at the moment, Adam's about 8.7 seconds behind Mick 64. You know, what we need a bit of a massive challenge now, because I have a feeling the way things are going to go, you know, Stefano's going to try and push away, because Stefano wants to win here, but I don't think Giancarlo will make a mistake though. That's the thing. I don't think he'll make a mistake. I think he'll keep pushing for second at the moment, because like we say, he's thereabouts, but I think Adam's going to be pushing that McLaren to its absolute extreme. He's just going through the Degners. I think he's slowly but surely catching. You just see the McLaren there, flash of red, trying to push on. You know, he is going to try and catch up. But is he going to get his skates on? Is he going to do it? Because he's got 32 minutes to do it. Oh, it's getting tense. It's getting tense, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. I think Adam Postlethwaite's podium prediction is now slightly out of reach, but you know, let's see what's going to happen between. It's going to be it's going to be very tense in the McLaren team garage at the moment, it seems. But you know, it's thereabouts. But Adam's coming through Castillo Triangle now. Does not want to push too much, but he needs to put the power down to get that McLaren to catch up. Oh, was that a bit of dust? Has Giancarlo gone wide? Yeah, yeah. Stefano's it's definitely got the race win for sure, and we reckon Adam's going to catch up to Mick. Yeah, I think he may. To be honest, you know, he's got the pace to do it. You know, I think Adam Postlethwaite's got a bit of a. I don't think he'll have the pace though. It's very difficult because, you know, with it all equally now spread out and it's got a bit cooler, even though the track's at the optimum temperature. You know, it's thereabouts, but excuse me, we're seeing exactly what's going to happen. I think you are going to be right, because just seeing what Adam's doing, he's like 7.6 seconds now from Mix 64. He is literally going to be on a mission. Because I have a feeling though, however, Giancarlo, he runs a bit wide out of that corner there, runs a bit wide out of Spoon. But, you know, is he going to try and push on? Because if he didn't stop for tyres, then that itself's going to be a very weird, well, it's not a weird situation, because he tried to do it at Silverstone, and we know for a fact a lot of things is going to happen. But you know, he's thereabouts. He's got 29 minutes roughly to try and catch up to Giancarlo at the moment, which you can just see. We'll bring the helicam as the helicopter decides to be all weird with me. But you know, he's going to be thereabouts, pushing that McLaren all the way. Oh, okay, mate, that's cool. I didn't know that. See, I'm still new to things. But yes, thank you. Thank you for that, mate. I keep forgetting the track, you know, it's how much grip. I forget about that. Silly me, but thank you for correcting me. So, obviously Adam's now 6.8. 6.8 seconds from Giancarlo at the moment. I think this is, you know, I think it will go down to sort of catching now, which I don't think anyone's going to catch Stefano, because we know how quick he gets. But it seems to be very close within his race pace. But you know, I think Adam will try and officially catch up to Giancarlo. Going through Spoon now, he's got to try and push on very quickly to see exactly what's going to happen. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen. But it's going to be thereabouts to see exactly what's going to happen. But you know, it's going to be close, because it is getting to a point where the sun's gone behind the clouds now. So you know, that's not really going to hamper much, you know, because within Mix is in trouble. Ooh. In what way is he in trouble, mate? Because this could be very close to find out exactly what's going to happen. It's now got to 6.6, so the gap is coming down. I think, you know, certain things are happening, but is Mix 64 having a bit of a struggle at the moment? We'll see exactly what's going to happen with Giancarlo trying to push that Lexus how he wants it. But you know, still got around 26 minutes to go. It's going to be thereabouts, but it's going to be very close to see exactly what happens. Bart's back in pit lane, however. But I think, you know, there is a lot of speculation to see what's happening with Giancarlo's Lexus. Common depressed squid, both on 2 track limit warnings. Wonder how the other drivers are doing. Okay, that's going to be very interesting. So track limits then. Track limits getting a bit of abuse by our spotters, or our trusty sidekicks for the evening. Thanks, lads, for giving me brilliant information. It could be, couldn't it? You know, my head's saying one thing, my heart's saying another thing. But this could be, you could be right. With 25 minutes to go, you know, just Adam's always clever, mate. He's always been like that, hasn't he? You know, just to see exactly what's going to happen. But as you say, it could be like they've got warnings for track limits, and they could be very close to getting drive-through penalties for track limits, and that could easily potentially give Adam the title back. You know, Giancarlo, fair play to him, but he's got to be careful, because any more track limit abuse, it could be thereabouts. But you can just see Adam trying to catch him up. You know, 24 minutes left. It's racking my brain. Oh, it's hurting thinking about it. But you know, fair play. But this could be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But what I don't want to see, and this might sound a bit not like me at all, but I don't want to see people getting drive-through penalties for track limits, because it could potentially spoil a good fight. You know what I mean? But it's going to be thereabouts, and you know, you can just see Adam literally gaining to very quickly. But it's 5.1 seconds now from Giancarlo at the moment. Then 23 minutes to go in this race. It's getting it's getting very close, isn't it? Is what I'm trying to say. But you can just see Adam. He's pushing. You can see that McLaren now lurking in the background. It's 4.6 of a second. 23 minutes to go. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! This could be close. This is getting there now. It is getting towards the closing stages. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. But looking what's going to go on. But I think, you know, this is why certain things but we'll see exactly what's thereabouts. But you know, Adam's now 4.1. Don't worry about Bart, he's around 7 laps down at the moment. But oh my goodness, is Giancarlo having issues? Because I think Adam's going to catch him this time round. I think, you know, slowly but surely. But you can just see the conditions slightly changed, slightly a bit of a very interesting moment. As we'll see exactly what's going to happen. As the streams tends to throw a wobbler at me. So we'll see exactly what's going on at the moment. Give me a second, guys. Oh, I do apologise. While I was trying to figure out what was going on with the stream, Giancarlo tried through penalty for track limits. That is now gifted Adam Foster second place. Oh my goodness, this is insane. I do apologise. I was trying to figure out what was going on with the stream. I can't see the comments at the moment, guys. I'm having technical difficulties getting the stream up. Give me 1 second. I think YouTube's gone down. I'm not too sure. But Giancarlo has got a drive-through penalty for track limit. He's just cleared it though, but that's now pushed him down into third place. That is now gifted Adam Postlethwaite not Adam Foster, do apologise, wrong Adam Foster, literally but it is going to be very close. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but I think Adam Foster knows about that. He's got literally now grasp of the title with 20 minutes to go. I tell you what, it looks very close now. Oh my goodness, I do apologise guys, I had no idea what was going on with the stream, but it was playing up for a moment, so I missed quite a few comments, but hopefully we're going to be good to go. But I think it's not liking it at the moment on the main, so well, the spare backup camera at the moment. We'll see what's going on, but we'll see what's going on. So it looks like Clenough though, however, still 7th at the moment, but I think, you know, fair play with 19 minutes to go. I think that drive-through penalty, do apologise when I was trying to flick through what was going on with the stream, it came up with drive-through penalty, and I'll tell you what, that has really hurt Giancarlo to try and get now 2nd place, but he's still thereabouts, 11.8 of a second from Adam Postlethwaite at the moment. But I'll tell you what, this has been unreal. This is crazy. But I tell you what, I think Adam knows now he's got the title in his hands now. After that drive-through penalty from Giancarlo, it seems, you know, what has happened this evening, yet again it takes another twist and turn. This is what has surprised us throughout the championship. You know, we talked about drive-through penalties before. Yeah, I know mate, we've been denied definitely a on-track battle. I thought that could have easily been an on-track battle if Giancarlo didn't abuse track limits, but you know, it's something you've got to be wary of. It's something we've got to be thereabouts, but I think it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen, but looking exactly what is going to happen for the last 17 minutes then. But I tell you what, it's been full of surprises, and hopefully we do get some as the streams are back up and running on the backup, so we'll see what's going to happen with 17 minutes left then. I think fair play to Stefano giving the title. Well, he's not give the title, but he's going to win the race, but he will not win the title unless something drastically happens to Adam Foster, which I highly doubt, but I do not want to put the commentator's curse. But I tell you what, Giancarlo still into the place then. Adam Postlethwaite still in 4th with around 12.0 of a second at the moment, with Luke in roughly, yeah, it looks like it's going to be it's going to be dry, which is a good thing, because I don't think we're going to be doing the rain dance now, because unless you want to do the rain dance obviously. So once again guys, if you are looking at and wondering what the championship table looks like within, you know, before, with 16 minutes left, Adam Foster leads the championship 193. Stefano Marchetto 2 points behind on 191, and then poor old Ash is on 180. Ash isn't here tonight, so he will be kicking himself now, thinking, oh, what would I have done to get into that championship fight? But I tell you what, Adam Foster at the moment with 15.5 minutes to go, you my friend are going to be champion unless something drastic happens to you. Oh, this is unstoppable. I tell you what, fair play to these guys. These guys have give it their all throughout this season. But I think Adam knows for a fact now with that drive-through penalty for Goncalo really spiced it up for him. He knew you know, I think if Goncalo didn't have that drive-through penalty, we would have had that battle for second place being brought to the fact. I tell you what, it has been a very close season. It's been an unreal season. You know, funny things have happened. Things have happened where, you know, it's been a bit crazy, shall we say? But you know, 14 minutes to go. Yeah, yeah, approximately 12 seconds. Yeah, top three set unless something bizarre happens, dude. Unless something bizarre happens, I'll know about it. I'll know about it before anyone else knows about it, because I normally have a habit of putting commentators' curse on people, which I don't want to do. But you know, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly. Just looking at Stefano Marchetto at the moment, he's thereabouts pushing on. You know, he knows for a fact how things go for quite some time. You know, he's obviously now the outgoing champion. He's probably going to be like cursing in Italian, thinking, I almost had the championship win, and probably cursing in Italian about Goncalo's drive-through penalty, which didn't help. But, you know, fair play to these guys. These guys have put on a good show week in, week out, and I'd just like to, with 13 minutes to go, thank you so much, guys, for literally providing me great entertainment, even though I've missed 2 races. But the races I've commentated on, I can't believe how very much enthralling probably some battles have been, like what has happened. But you know, it's like when Stefano and Adam were having that battle at Paul Ricard. You know, that was just insane, and then they both get pinged for track limits and then gives them a drive-through penalty. You couldn't write that as in a history book if you tried. But it's been a pleasure as per usual, guys. I'll tell you what, let's see what season 3 is going to bring. But we've still got around 12.5 minutes left. You know, it has been thereabouts. There's been ups and downs. There's been arguments in pit lane. You know, there's obviously the marshals and everything. The guys have been putting on a good show. You know, and I tell you what, even the rain gods and the people doing the rain dances have got their wishes throughout the season. And I tell you what, it has been absolutely amazing. But I can't thank each and every single one of you, especially the ones that tune into the stream. Thank you so much for getting the engagement in. It has been very much fantastic. I didn't set a light target for tonight, which I'm going to kick myself for that. But if you are watching the stream, please give us a massive... okay, so come on. Adam, possible for it starting to close a bit, but it's, yeah, I think that's the problem. When you close a bit, but you're running out of time. I think that's half the issue, and it's something you don't want. But you know, looking exactly what's going to happen within the championship fight, you know, obviously now Adam's got the title, unless something drastic happens in 11 minutes. But it's been thereabouts, and as I was saying, you know, with the engagement that we've had throughout the season, you know, we've had thrills and spills, we've had fun and games, we've had people make mistakes, people make probably rare mistakes as well, which ideally has made it very close. But you know, to have Adam get the title with only 2 points in it. You know, that is unheard of. Well, it's not unheard of, but it's kind of like, you know, he knew what he had to do. He knew to knuckle down. He knew for a fact, you know, Giancarlo's drive-through penalty would gift him back second. But you know for a fact what has happened throughout the season, whether you've watched it all the way through this season or whether you've taken part. You know, you've to put on a good show of racing, but then when you've made mistakes, you know for a fact you're going to be a bit angry, you're going to be a bit fuming, you're going to probably have a few curses along the way, but you're probably going to end up thinking, swearing quite a bit. But you know, the likes of what I've seen throughout the season is unreal. You know, just looking at Adam now, you know, going out spoon, he's probably thinking, right, I'm just going to leisurely drive now. I've got 9 minutes to go. I've got that trophy virtually almost in my hand. I can smell it, literally smell the trophy. It's probably all covered in pizza and spaghetti, if I'm honest. But I don't mean that to be disrespectful to Mama Lotto, but he's probably had pizza with the trophy from last season just to literally, you know, when it went to Italy, and he's probably thinking, do you want it to keep hold of that? Because he's probably had selfies with pizza and the trophy in the background, you know. But who knows? But you know, that's just a bit of a fun and a joke, isn't it? But 8.5 minutes to go. Then Stefano Marchetto wanted to win round here. That's what he was telling us within a lot of things. But I don't know how close things are what's gonna happen next season. But you know, I think Stefano knows for a fact championship now has been handed over, but he'll come back stronger hopefully next season. Who knows exactly what he's going to be running next season as well. Who knows what everyone's going to be running next season. But you can see exactly what certain cars suit people well. Obviously Adam likes the McLaren. He was in the McLaren last season. So we'll go on board with the new champion of the season with around 7.5 minutes to go. We'll go quickly on board with him while we get the camera. I do apologise, but you know, Adam Foster, fair play to him. It's going to be thereabouts. Obviously Giancarlo still third. Adam Postlethwaite 12.2 seconds now from Giancarlo at the moment. However, Luke's still in 5th place on his season return, but maybe, you know, pushed too hard and, you know, after dropping back a bit. 7 minutes left then, so it's going to be thereabouts. Damo still in 6th then. Clenough 7th. Clenough seems to get a lot of 6th and 7th places, because Damo's about to put a lap on him actually. So, you know, Clen's probably still going to be obviously in 2nd place in the AM class standings, if my trusty psychic will update me. I'm sure he will, but if he doesn't, it doesn't matter. I know for a fact he's busy, so it is not a problem. But Bart 8 laps down, but it's going to be very close. Adam's driven every round. He got caught in a massive pile-up on lap 1 at Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst. Otherwise, his worst round and drop score was 6th at Alton Park. Yeah, I suppose it does, mate. To be fair, you know, just looking at the McLaren. Obviously, I was looking at Clenough, but going back to Adam, you know, I think 6th place at Alton Park was kind of a bit of a. So the AM class still remains as Damien, followed by Clenough, followed by Damo. So Damo, even though he's winning the AM class at the moment, he's still third in the AM class. So Clenna, fair play, second in AM this evening, but obviously second in AM class table. But obviously, you know, my trusty sidekick this evening has won the AM class title for season 2. So congratulations, mate. It's not going to change now with 5 minutes left, unless you hurry up and you somehow make a miracle with 41, catch up to 41 laps and demolish the field somehow. Not literally crash into them though, but you know, to jump on and win the race somehow. But I don't think that will be doable with like 5 minutes left. But you know, it's been a great season regardless. These got, you know, congratulations to each and every one of you. But you know, 4 minutes and 38 seconds left. You know, it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen for what's going to happen. But I don't think it's going to change the order of the race result or the championship now. I think we're going to be set in stone for what is going to be a very close proximity. Obviously, Stefano Marchetto, you know this guy. He said he wanted to win here at the start of the season. You know, he was obviously wanted to try and take the title. I think he knew there was going to be a lot of pressure this season with the likes of Ash now driving the Bentley. The Bentley was obviously the car to beat last season, but with Ash going into the Bentley, you know, that was the car that Stefano was racing last season. But it seems to be a lot of interest to see what's going to happen. But I think Stefano Marchetto though will now start the final lap. It may be the penultimate lap. It's hard to tell within, obviously, how close they get within the time frame. But I think he will get the final. He will get the final lap board this time round. So it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But coming through the Casio triangle, he's going to be thereabouts. So I think it will be the final lap because it was the 2 minute laps. No, he goes on to the penultimate. At the moment, it may be the final lap within the time frame, but we'll see exactly what happens. Adam Foster, however, still in second place, but he will be champion. It's gonna be amazing to see what happens, because I'm gonna be jumping into the chat party that the guys are in after the race, but I probably won't stream it because there may be a few swear words. But I'm gonna probably hear a lot of noise that I'm probably not gonna be able to get a word in edgeways. But you know, 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. It's going to be close to see what happens, but I think someone's decided to do the rain dance after the race is finished though, mate. I think it's a bit... Yeah, it's going to be after the race, but it's not... Exactly, mate, so close. So close the rain was going to come in 15 minutes time, but unfortunately it's not going to be 15 minutes, is it? It's going to be a bit of a weird one. But I think this time round Stefano Marchetto, if he gets his skates on, will get another lap in. But you know me, I could have been so wrong with my predictions yet again with laps, but it's just the way it rolls, isn't it? But Stefano Marchetto coming out 130R then. I would love it if it just rained now and then they're all struggling. I don't mean that disrespectfully, but you know, to struggle to keep it going. But at the moment, Stefano Marchetto will cross the line then to start the final lap of the race then. The final race of the season. He is now on the final lap. So let's see what he's going to do. It's going to be very close, but I tell you what, Adam Foster, fair play to him. After Goncalo got that drive-through penalty. Oh, guys, if you look at the time, it may have a bit of a sprinkle of rain when these guys are finishing. Is it going to work? Is it going to be a sprinkle though? someone going to turn on the taps? Please don't turn on the taps. I don't want a chaotic end. That's what I don't want. But, you know, Stefano Marchetto, fair play to him. You know, not put a foot wrong this evening. Started where he needed to start to get where he needs to be. But, you know, fair play at the moment. But I think, you know, Stefano Marchetto will take another victory in TNRL Sim Racing. He will be the outgoing champion though, and I tell you what, fair play to him. He has done what he needed to do, but obviously mistakes have cost him dearly. A few races not gone to plan, and obviously missing last week at Silverstone, kind of, okay, fair play, but you know, to be the outgoing champion is what he may have not wanted. But I tell you what, fair play to him. Fair play to him coming through 130R into Casio Triangle for the final time. Then Stefano Marchetto, the outgoing champion, will take the last round of the season here at Suzuka. He may be livid, but you know, fair play. He takes a well-deserved victory. Goes up against the wall, flashes the lights with delight, but he will be very distraught and probably like, I almost had the title coming back to me. But I tell you what, we will go on board with Adam Foster for the final time. We'll go on board with his helmet cam going into Casio Triangle as he's about to take a well-deserved championship victory. As Adam Foster goes out of Casio Triangle, he's about to take second place, but this will mean a championship win for season 2. What a stellar drive. Congratulations, that was unstoppable. And I tell you what, it is unreal. With Ash not being here tonight, it means, you know, the championship with 2 points in it. But I tell you what, Adam Foster, you might as well go and do a lap of the circuit, mate. But fair play, Goncalo though, into third place. Then that drive-through penalty cost him to take second place, but fair play to him. I tell you what, it is thereabouts, but this is unreal for these guys. Adam Postlethwaite will be fourth then, after having a bit of a interesting moment. But I tell you what, fair play to these guys. These guys have put on a really good show this season. Luke will come home in fifth then. Yeah, okay, out of championship contention, but that is exactly how things go. And I tell you what, it is going to be opening up a lot of things for season 3. Damo will take AM class win this evening, but third place in the AM class. He will be delighted with that. But Clenough, however, second place in AM and second. And there's, oh, okay, I missed it, mate. But there was donuts going on at turn number 1, apparently. But, you know, may be able to get some very interesting moments. But I tell you what, guys, I think Damo's doing donuts in the Bentley. Watch the gravel, mate. You don't want to go in the gravel. I don't want to get sand everywhere. Jesus. I think he's treating it like, you know, it's an AM class victory, and it is also a very interesting moment. I think Clenough got caught up in that. I think the guys were trying to do donuts to impress, but that's not how you're going to win women, lads. But if you ever want to do donuts in real life, that's down to you. But fair play. I'll tell you what, congratulations to Damien on the AM class championship as well, so congratulations, mate, and thank you for your help as the rain begins here at Suzuka. The guys are probably thinking, could we go again, but this time have a wet race? But I tell you what, I would like to also congratulations, yeah, exactly, and here's the rain now. But I'd like to congratulate Clenough for a stellar season and getting second in the AM class, as well as Serial Killer for third place. But I tell you what, guys, what is going to happen for season number 3, I'm not too sure. But be sure to check it out if you are interested. Drop the if you're on Discord, try and find us at TNRL Sim Racing. I'm sure I will be back next season for commentary. Not too sure what the format's going to be next season. Not too sure who's going to be driving what car. Not sure what drivers are going to be back or who is going to be new to the championship. But I'll tell you what, guys, it has been a mega season. Thank you for tuning in every week. Apart from obviously Bathurst. Well, Bathurst was streamed, but Zolder wasn't, sadly. But I tell you what, guys, it has been a very close championship. And I tell you what, anytime, mate, I am so glad that, you know, commentary has worked well. I've persevered. Yes, there was a bit of a run, but, you know, we've got there. We've got through the season, but it is going to be amazing. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Enjoy the season break. I'm sure we'll catch you very soon. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be unreal. But let's see what season 3 brings. If it's anything like this season, it's going to be a mega. I am off to join the guys to hear their thoughts, but sadly I think there might be a high emotion, so due to the language we will not be streaming. But take care, guys, enjoy your season break, and I will see you for season 3. Until then, ta-ra.